Today I'm going to be telling you something other about Jack and the beanstalk, but we got a beanstalk, and I don't know where that beanstalk came from. I just came in this morning, and whoa! Whoa! She's so funny.
How are you guys doing today? My name's Jack, and boy, do I got a story to tell you. You will never believe what just happened. Look at what I got. It looks like just a regular hen, but you just watch. Hen, lay. It's a gold egg, solid gold. I'm rich. Do you guys want to hear about how I got this hen? It all starts about 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to start my story like this. Once upon a time. Do you know why I want to start it like this? Because all the best stories about magic and make-believe always start like that. Once upon a time. Do you know what those stories are called?
Fairy tales.
Fairy tales, that's right. And I think that my story sure sounds a whole lot like a fairy tale. You're not going to believe it when you hear it. It all started about 2 weeks ago when we ran out of bread. Yeah, see, this is my house. And me and my mom, we live in this house. And about 2 weeks ago, we ran completely out of bread. We had no food in our house. And we had a cow, but she stopped giving milk. But she was my best friend. But Mom woke me up one day, and she said, Jack, we're going to have to sell the cow. We have no food in the house, and we need money. You need to take Milky White to the market and sell her there. Now, I was sad, because Milky White, I mean, she may be a cow, but to me, she's my best friend. But you gotta eat, right? So I listened to my mom, because you're always supposed to listen to your mom. And I took Milky White, and I started walking to town. Now, town is about 4 hours away, and it was a really hot day, and I wasn't going very fast anyway, because I was so sad because I had to sell my cow, and I was walking and walking. About 10 minutes down the road, I saw standing there this like old farmer man. He was all grizzly, had a big old gray beard, and he had like dirty hair and glasses. He said, "Hey there, boy, what are you doing with that cow?" And I said, "Well, sir," and I was being polite because you're always supposed to be polite to your elders. I said, "Sir, I'm selling my cow. I'm taking her to market, and I need to get at least 10 gold coins for her," because that's what Mom said. And he said, "Well, I don't know about 10 gold coins, but if you sell her to me, I'll give you 5 magic beans."
Did you go out now?
What do you think a magic bean could do?
I
I don't know what's going to happen. He says that if I put these beans into the soil, that they'll grow food overnight. I sure was hungry. And that sure is a long way to walk. If I sell it now, I don't have to walk anymore. I can just go home. What do you guys think I should do?
Sell it. Sell it.
You know, that's exactly what I thought. I said, "All right, sir, you got yourself a deal." And I handed him Milky White. And I said, "Goodbye, Milky White. I love you." And I gave her a big old kiss. And Milky White said, "Mmm," which means "I love you too" in cow language. And he gave me those beans. And I counted them. Do you guys want to count them with me?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 magic beans. Oh boy, wait till I tell Mom. She's going to be so happy we have 5 magic beans. So I started walking home. You know, I'm a little sad because, you know, I miss Milky White. But man, I got 5 magic beans and I go home and I'm not going to go. I'm like, "Mom, I'm home." And she says, "What are you doing home? You just left like 40 minutes ago." it for 10 gold coins? And I said, nope, even better. I sold it for, oops. I sold it for, how many? 5 magic beans.
And there's another one over there.
Thanks, Dad. And she looked at those beans in her hands, and she said this. Mom doesn't look very happy, does she?
No.
You sold our cow for 5 beans? How are we going to live off of 5 beans? This wouldn't even feed a mouse. And she took those beans and she threw them out the window.
She let it go.
Nah, those were magic beans. Magic beans. Go to bed. So I went to bed. And boy, was I hungry. I mean, I tried to go to sleep, but my stomach, it was just going. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Oh, I'm so hungry. Finally, I fell asleep. And I got up the next morning. Mom wouldn't even look at me. She was sitting like this. And I snuck outside because I didn't want to stay inside with that all day. And when I went outside, he said that those magic beans would grow us some magic food overnight. And something grew overnight, and I ran over there and I tasted it. There's no food! I can't eat this! Oh my goodness! What's good? A big old beanstalk if there's no beans on it yet. What am I gonna eat? I'm starving.
I know. The beans are on top of the cloud.
That's a good idea. Maybe there's some food at the top. It sure is high. You know, that beanstalk went all the way up into the clouds. I couldn't even see the top of it, but you know, that's a good idea. And so that's what I thought too. So I started to climb the beanstalk.
No.
It's a good thing that I'm a good climber. You wouldn't know to look at me. But I sure am. So I'm climbing the beanstalk, and wouldn't you know it, that as I climb the beanstalk and I get to the top of the clouds, there I see
A castle.
Oh boy, oh boy. I bet you there's tons of food in that castle. Maybe if I'm really nice, they'll give me some. You think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea too. So I stroll into that
It's actually a
castle.
giant. And there's
I
a
knock on the
giant.
door and nobody's in there, so I walk in. And I go into the kitchen because, you know, where's the food going to be? The kitchen, right? So I find the kitchen, I walk in there, and there, you will not believe it, is the biggest, the tallest, the largest woman I have ever seen.
A giant. It was a giant.
And she was sitting there, and she was doing something. She was cooking something. She was making this little bowl, and all of a sudden she went like this. And she looked right at me. And you know, she did not have a friendly face. She did not look happy to see me. In fact, she looked like she was in. And I stood there and I was like this. And she went and she picked me up. And she said, boy, we eat boys. Well, I didn't know what to do. And I started thinking really, really hard. And my mom always said that if you're nice to people, people will be nice to you back. And so I said, why, hello there, ma'am. My name's Jack. You sure are awfully pretty. And do you know what she said? You know, I just got my hair done. You're sweet, Jack. How are you doing? And I said, oh, ma'am, I'm awfully hungry. And, you know, she was a giant, but she was making some chicken, and that chicken was like 3 times the size I was. I mean, it was a giant chicken. I was like, you know, ma'am, you sure got a big chicken right there. I sure would appreciate it if you gave me just a little bit. I'm sorry. She said, oh, you poor thing. And so she sat me down. She started giving me food. Oh, man, I ate and ate and ate and ate and ate. Oh, I was so full. I'm sitting there, and I'm pretty happy. And then I heard it. Boom! 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 Do you know what it was?
Giant.
And I heard, fee-fi-fo-fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. I was just a little bit scared because that sounded like some not very nice words to me. And I look up at the giantess, and she looks down at me, and she's like, "Don't worry, Jack, I'll hide you from my husband." And so she stuck me in a little cupboard, and I sat there and I watched, and he came in, boom, boom, boom. I smell boy. And she said, "No, dear, that's just the chicken I made for you. Sit down, and I'll go ahead and I'll feed you." And he sat down and just started eating and eating and eating and eating. Whew, I'm safe. Then, after he stopped eating, he pulled out a big old sack of gold coins. And he started counting. 1, 2, 3. And I sat there and I watched him because it wasn't safe to leave yet. I mean, he was just right there. And he kept on counting. 2002. And then he sneezed. And a whole bunch of coins fell onto the floor. And they rolled right down next to me. And there right by my feet were about 20 gold coins. So do you know what I did?
What?
Took them and I ran! And I stayed on the beanstalk. And I came back out. So I went home and I gave my mom those gold coins, and she said, "Oh, thank the Lord, we're saved." And so she went to market and she bought us a whole bunch of food. And man, we ate like kings for like 2 weeks. We ate and ate and ate, and we had all this food, and I was so happy. But then, do you know what happened?
You ran out of money.
We ran out of money, and we ran out of food. But you know what was still outside my backyard?
What? The beanstalk.
That beanstalk. And do you know what? There still weren't any beans on that beanstalk. And I thought, well, maybe I can go back up and get some more food. So I went back up that
Don't go
beanstalk.
back up it. Have.
And I went back into that castle. And you know who found me? The big giant lady. But you know what? She was mad. Do you know why she was mad? She said I stole those gold coins from her.
Uh-oh.
And so do you know what I did? I told a lie. I said, "Oh, ma'am, no, I didn't steal any gold coins. I just had to get home because my mom was worried about me, and maybe your husband miscounted." And she was like, "Well, I guess that's possible. Are you hungry, Jack?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am." And so she sat me down, and I started eating more food. And I was big, and I was fat, and I was happy. And do you know what happened? I bet you guys can guess. What did I hear? Boom! 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 And that giant came in, and he said the exact same thing he said last time. Do you guys know what he said? You know what he said? Say it with me. Fee-fi-fo-fum! I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones and make my bread. And you know what I thought? Because I was scared, wasn't I? But you know, that big giant lady, she was so nice. She picked me up and she hit me again. Whew, I'm safe. And so I sat there in that cupboard and I watched. And wouldn't you know it, but that man, he ate. And then, instead of counting out gold coins, he brought out his little hen. And he said, "Lay!" And the hen went, "Bonk!" And out came that gold egg. And I looked at that hen, and I thought,